Hello, welcome to this special edition of CGTN. I'm currently standing behind the gate, and behind the gate you can see that's the gate. I would call it the gate of death or life. And now in the East China Shandong province, in this very small county located in the tucked way in the mountains, the coal mine accident happened on Saturday night. Currently 3 people have been confirmed dead. 1 is still alive in the local hospital for treatment, and earlier we went to the hospital, and currently 18 people are still being trapped inside the shaft. In order to give you a clear look at what is going on, I have a sketch in my hand so that you have a clearer understanding of the situation at this moment. So we can see the shaft. Can you see it clearly now? Okay, so we're zooming a little bit so that you can see the sketch over here. So the shaft currently is around 1,000 meters, so it's pretty deep. And for this mine, it is pretty big. There were altogether 334 people working in the shaft when the accident took place on Saturday night. 312 of them escaped the accident. So, and around this area, in the corner, so we believe that is the area probably the 18 of the miners are currently trapped inside. And here, this is the area, if you can see it clearly. Let's give it a closer look. You can see it clearly, it's around 100 meters long. And in the press conference afternoon, we learned that 60 meters have been cleared away. So they were only 40 meters away before they could clear up all the debris because of the destruction. The cause of the accident was called rock burst, which were kind of spontaneous and violent fracture of rocks. The opening of the mine shaft would relieve the neighboring rocks of tremendous pressure, which would cause the rocks to explode, and that was the cause of this accident, according to the initial report. And of course, we are still waiting for some further analysis. Experts from the local experts from Shandong province, also from different parts of the country, that are coming here to figure out a way to help those miners still trapped in line, still trapped in the shaft, 18 of them altogether. So behind me, as I said just now, this place is the gate of life or death. Of course, we may witness the signs of life and unfortunately also the signs of death. If we give it a closer look, we can see in that gate there is a small gate. That is the lift. If there were any possible survivors coming out of that, they would be viewed out from this area, and this is the nearest place where we can get to give you a closer look of the situation. So currently, for those who just tuned in, I'm currently in Shandong province, and this is Yuncheng County in Shandong province. The coal mine accident happened on Saturday night, and now it's been almost 43 hours. And we know the golden period for the rescue work is around 72 hours, but now we are more than halfway through. So we have no idea if the 18, all of them, 18 altogether, the trapped miners in the shaft would be lifted out of the shaft successfully. And this is also the first time, as said, it's been 43 hours. This is the first time that we have seen some sight, we have seen what is going on in the shaft. And the CGTN, we are going to bring you some of the footage from the shaft. As you can see, it is very bright in the shaft, and over the past hours, some supplies, including logs, have been transferred into the shaft to make sure that the rescue work would go on smoothly. So if we can run the footage once again, in the shaft, you can see the shaft, it is very bright, and the rescue teams currently are still working diligently. So now if we turn the camera around, we can see some ambulances. Now it's been almost 43 hours, and then many people, including the rescue team and the medical team, they have been rotating 24/7. We can still see some of the medical team personnel on site. Everyone is holding their breath, trying to figure out a way to help those miners trapped in the shaft. Currently, there are altogether 18 of them. once again, for those who just tuned in, this is CGTN, and we are broadcasting live and coal mine accident in East China's Shandong province. And this place is the nearest place where we can get to bring you the latest. And the gate behind me, I would call it the gate of life or death. And behind it, we may see the signs of life and fortunately death. 3 of them have been confirmed dead. 1 is still being hospitalized for treatment in a local hospital. And the CGTN earlier went to the hospital to see the patient. Now the patient is in a stable condition, but we are still waiting for the lives. We are still waiting for the 18 miners trapped inside. So this is the first time we will see some footage. We would like to run that again, some footage in the shaft. As we can see, the shaft is bright and the rescue team is still working at this moment. And we are also going to bring you some of the footage from sky, from above. We have a drone, and then from the footage collected by the drone, you can see that this place is pretty bright because of the emergency light brought by the local authorities. Now all the rescue efforts are being taken out to make sure the 18 miners would be taken out. So for those who just tuned in, this is CGTN. We are broadcasting live in East China's Shandong province. Okay, so they were whistling. They are gonna transfer some other supplies into the shaft behind me. In the shaft, there are altogether 18 people currently. If we can run the footage once again, it is bright as we can see. Now they are gonna bring into the shaft some supplies. Behind me, through the gate, you can also see the railway track, and through the railway tracks we can bring supplies and also the rescue equipment into the shaft. Currently, now the supplies are being transferred through the railway tracks to the place where they are doing the rescue work. Now we can see the supplies are being driven in through the railway tracks into the gate. For those who just tuned in, this is CGTN. We are broadcasting live in East China's Shandong province. 3 people have been confirmed dead. 1 is still in the hospital. 18 of them are still trapped in the shaft. And I'm standing at the gate. That's the entrance of the shaft. It's the nearest place where we can get to give you the latest updates on that. If there are any potential or possible survivors coming out, they would come out through this gate. Now I'm standing at the entrance of the shaft, so we can see the trains or the shuttle buses, the shuttle trains coming back and forth, bringing supplies and anything, the rescue equipment they may need to rescue the 18 people still trapped in the shaft. And of course, if you have any questions, please leave your comments on our Facebook CGTN and also Twitter and Weibo, anything that you can reach us, and of course we'll get back to your questions. Now CGTN is broadcasting live in East China's Shandong province. We are gonna bring you some footage from above, so we have a drone so that you can have a clear picture of this place. The location is in East China. It is a small county in East China's Shandong province, and from the footage of the drone you can see it is very bright because of the rescue efforts taken by the local government and the central authorities. And around this area on set, you can also see the commanding center of the red van that is in front of me. And now they are having meetings and they are controlling everything in the shaft and also making communications with the central government. For those who just tuned in, I'm currently in East China's Shandong province. 3 people have been confirmed dead. 1 is still in the hospital for treatment. And fortunately, we went to the hospital yesterday, and that patient is currently in a stable condition. 18 of them are still being trapped inside. Now I'm currently standing at the entrance of the shaft. If there are any possible survivors, and of course it was come out from this area, and you're going to see that through our camera lens. And now about this company once again. This company is located in East China's Shandong province, and actually in April 2018 this company was fined $33,000 because some of its equipment was outdated. Now if we can turn our camera around, we can see another rescue team is going into the shaft once again. Probably some of our viewers may be asking why only 3 of them. It's only because the shaft is only 4 meters wide. This is quite narrow. It is not possible for more people to fit in. So each time they would stand to dispatch people of 3 minimum, and you sometimes at maximum around 12 people to the place where the obstruction is still there. And just now you can see them. At this moment we can see them. They're rotating. They are going into that gift. They are going into that little door, and through there they are going to the shaft. And the rescue team has been working 24/7. They have been rotating ever since. They have been rotating ever since the accident took place on Saturday night. And now, this has been up to now, there has been 43 hours. And we know the golden period for rescue is around 72 hours. Now we are over halfway through. So we'll see if there are any more possible or potential survivors coming out of this gate. It's a little bit noisy. Usually, yeah, everyone's holding their breath. If there is anything a little bit strange, and then everyone would be looking into the entrance of the gate to see if there are any survivors coming out. So our camera is going to give it a closer look. You know that this gate is open, and now it closes, opens and closes. Every time it opens and closes, everyone would be looking into this gate to see if there are any potential survivors. For those who just tuned in, this is CGTN. Now I'm in East China's Shandong province, and this place on Saturday night, almost 43 hours ago, coal mine accident happened. 18 people currently are still being trapped inside the shaft, and they have been taking all-out effort to make sure that they would be taken out of the shaft as soon as possible. 3 people unfortunately have been confirmed dead. 1 died in the hospital despite the treatment after being lifted from the shaft, and 1 is still under treatment in the local hospital. So now this is the gate. I would like to call it the gate of life or death. We will see when we see the signs of life and unfortunately death. And everyone is waiting. Everyone is waiting for the 18 miners who are still being trapped in the shaft at this moment. For those who just tune in, this is CGTN. We're broadcasting live in East China Shandong province about a coal mine which trapped 18 people in the shaft. Now we can see the lift is going down. The lift is going down. And the shaft, now the shaft is around 1,000 meters deep. So this coal mine is pretty big. Around 334 people working in the shaft when the accident took place on Saturday, and 312 of them escaped, and 3 of them have been confirmed dead. 1 is still in hospital. 18 of them are still in the shaft. And this is CGTN. We're broadcasting live about the coal mine, and this time we're to bring you some footage in the shaft. Once again, for those who just tuned in, probably you didn't see it just now, we're going to bring you some footage in the shaft. This has been the first time ever since the coal mine accident happened on Saturday night that we get to see some footage in the shaft. As you can see in the shaft, the footage, I can see from the footage collected in the shaft, it is pretty bright. And now Okay, so someone was asking me where this place is. So now I'm currently in Yuncheng County in Shandong province. Shandong province is in East China. This is the current place where I am right now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave your comments down below. We are gonna get back to your questions pretty soon. Now, once again, for those who just tuned in, we're gonna show you this sketch I have in my hand so that you can have a clear picture of what is going on at this moment and where these 80 miners are trapped at this moment. So let's give it a close look. Can you see it clearly now? Let's zoom in a little bit. So basically this is the shaft, and the shaft is around 1,000 meters deep. So it is pretty deep. Around 334 people, I said just now, were working in the shaft when the accident took place. And then this area in the corner, hopefully you can see it clearly. This area in the shaft in the corner, this might be the place where the 80 miners are being trapped at this moment. And now, if you can see it clearly here, it is horizontal. Just now it was vertical. So if we turn the corner horizontally, you can see that. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this area is around 100 meters long. And then in the press conference at noon, that was 6 hours ago, they said, we learned that 60 meters, they have cleared up 60 meters of debris. So they were still shy of 40 meters of debris. So 6 hours has passed, but according to the experts, the more they're getting to the very end of this debris, the rescue work actually became more difficult because they were guessing probably some miners were being trapped here, but we have no idea at this moment. And we're still waiting for the investigation. And according to the initial investigation, the cause of the accident, in case you missed that, was rock burst. Rock burst is some kind of spontaneous and violent fracture of rocks. Opening of a mine shaft would relieve the neighboring rocks of tremendous pressure, which would cause the rocks to explode, and that was the initial cause of this accident. For those who just tuned in, I'm currently in Yuncheng County in East China's Shandong province. 3 people have been killed, 1 is still in hospital, and 18 of them are still trapped in the shaft. If you missed that footage, and we're gonna bring you some footage in the shaft, this has been the first time that we get to see some footage in the shaft. As you can see in the footage, the shaft is pretty bright, and you can also see some people working there down in the shaft, and you can also see some railway tracks. And the railway track, through the railway tracks, the supplies, logistics, and some of the rescue equipment could be transferred there smoothly. It is very bright, so we'll see if the 18 miners will be taken out of the shaft. How long, sooner or later, we have no idea. And currently I'm at the entrance of the shaft if there are any possible survivors. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so currently I'm in East China's Shandong province. Yeah, I was talking about the shaft. If there are any possible survivors coming out of the shaft, of course you can see that. You would be the first person to see that. Here, they would come out of the entrance. I would call it the entrance to the gate of life or death. Unfortunately, this is also, we may also see some signs of death. 3 people have been confirmed dead. 1 is still in hospital for treatment, but he is currently in a stable condition. 18 of them are still being trapped, and I'm at the gate of I'm at the entrance of the shaft. If there are any survivors who will come out of here, and of course CGTN, don't forget to subscribe to CGTN if you want to know the latest conditions of the coal mine, what is going on. You can also watch CGTN online, the website. You can also watch us on TV, and we will definitely bring you the latest on the coal mine accident in East China's Shandong province. I'll see you next time until we find any more details or something new.